Thought it'd be golden, crossing the line and don't look back. Think I was broken, I needed some time to clear my head.
Everyone in their life has felt stuck at one point or another. Whether you're stuck in trying to get from point A to point B, trying to reach a specific goal, or stuck trying to find your purpose in life, it can lead to feelings of emptiness in what you're doing and being super unmotivated. Over the last 6 months, I have been going through this super transformative process trying to find my purpose in life. And in today's video, not only am I going to get a bunch of stuff done around the house, I'm going to share some tools to help you get unstuck and more motivated. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 3. And here on my channel, we do things a bit differently. I'm dedicated to empowering women to embrace their true selves and create a life of balance and fulfillment throughout all the chaos. We don't just transform our homes, we transform our lives. It does start with the little things that we do each day, and I am starting off in the playroom. Then I'll do some laundry, do some stuff around the kitchen. I will then move on to the patio, do some good power washing there, and then I'll finish up sharing a healthy recipe. Now, let me ask you, how many people get this text or get asked this question by family members all the time? Which is something like, what are we doing this weekend, or what's for dinner? I know that I do, and a lot of us ourselves can't even remember all of the appointments, the games, practices, chores, dinner menus, and oh my gosh, the list goes on. That is all after school activities and grocery lists. But the Skylight Calendar is going to organize all of the mental load so you don't have to, and thanks to Skylight Calendar for sponsoring today's video. The Skylight Calendar is a smart touchscreen calendar that helps keep the whole family organized. You can input schedules, chore charts, dinner planning, and customizable lists for each member of your family. The Skylight Calendar helps families stay connected and cut through the chaos of family life without getting asked, what's for dinner, or what are our plans for this weekend several times a week. But it really is much more than a calendar. It's a full family operating system. It syncs events from most existing digital calendars, including Google, Apple, and Outlook. You also have the ability to create custom lists for to-dos, groceries, and more. I find dinner meal planning so much easier when I have it organized neatly in the calendar, and it helps us to eat out less, saving money. All lists are accessible for all members at home on your calendar and on the go in the Skylight app. So I can grocery shop with ease, and Chris can check the calendar before making plans and know which days to come home early for the kids' softball games and practice. And we can check our daily lists. If you have kids, this is great because you can also manage everyone's household duties with the chore chart, including your own. Each person has their own list to complete. You can set reoccurring chores for daily, weekly, or monthly to-dos. And for example here, clean up your toys is going to be applicable to all 3 of my kids, so I can easily add it. As they complete their tasks, they can click off each of those items and get excited as the screen explodes when everything is completed. Now with the Calendar Plus subscription, it provides even more support. The Sidekick is my favorite, which is a magic family assistant to help streamline planning. You can take a photo or upload one for a grocery list, a recipe, or from flyers. Here was my chaotic grocery list that it automatically uploaded for me. And if you've ever had a friend send you a recipe that you wanted to try for dinner, then you can easily upload it to your Skylight Calendar, and then on that day, you can click on the recipe and make it for dinner. It'll keep it in your recipe storage, making meal planning a breeze. It can also generate meal plans based on the preferences that you give it. For the last month of school, we had so many dates to remember, so I just took a picture of the flyer and it automatically imported each event for each day. Also forward emails like ones from school to your calendar to auto import events listed in them. So get organized in 2025 with the Skylight calendar. Use my code MichelleO30 at the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen for $30 off your 15-inch calendar available globally. So I mentioned earlier in this video that I have been through a big transformative process, or I'm still kind of going through it now. And throughout this process, the feelings that I have been a little bit of loneliness. Getting stuck doesn't always mean that you're miserable. It can just mean that you're not fulfilled in what it is that you're doing. So from the outside, I'll back up a little bit. Like, my life looks great and I have nothing to complain about and I am so grateful. But I know that there was something missing. Last year, over the last 5 years, I've built this amazing YouTube community. I've done very well financially in the last few years. I have a beautiful home, I have a beautiful family. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you can still think that having this perfect life is going to solve all of your problems. And in reality, I was working multiple jobs. I was angry all the time. I was trying to hit deadlines. I was pretty up and down emotionally. And I was trying to just do it all. Try to be the best mom, try to be the best wife, try to be the best employee and entrepreneur all at the same time. And I realized that this was not going to be sustainable. I was stuck. There was no way I can grow in one place without sacrificing or getting rid of something else. So I decided, and I had been thinking about this for a long time, was to quit my corporate job that I had been at for 14 years. And I finally made that decision in January. It was very hard, but I knew at the time it was the right decision. I still know it's the right decision. After that, the beginning of the year, it went super slow. All of the goals and plans and vision that I had kind of fell through, and I realized that this isn't the route that I want to take anymore. And it's definitely been a challenge trying to figure out what those next steps are. And the reason I'm telling you this, because I feel like it is relatable to so many people, not in the sense that you're doing the exact same steps I am, but you may be in a similar situation where you feel like there's something more. I stumbled across this podcast with Mel Robbins recently, and as I'm listening to it, it's about getting unstuck. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm currently in that same phase. But she just has this framework tied to it. It was an interview between Mel Robbins and Dr. Adam Atler. And it's basically about some tools that you can use to get unstuck. So next, I am moving on to some laundry, but I will quickly walk through some of those tools. The first thing is that you can feel when you're stuck. Like, there's just something off, there's something not right. You can either be stuck with a goal, like, hey, I'm trying to hit this goal. Like, maybe it's lose this amount of weight, or maybe it's go from here to here in your career. And it's a very specific area where you know that you're kind of bottlenecked or stuck. And sometimes it's more broad. It's like, I just don't know what direction I'm supposed to be going. I don't know the right steps to get there. I'm not sure what I should be doing next. That is more of a broader stuck, which is kind of the phase where I'm at right now. I've been stuck different ways before in the past, trying to obtain and reach goals, but this time it's more like, what is it that I need to, focus on next career-wise? So the first thing he suggests is to do a friction audit. And this is where you are attempting to find the friction points in your life. So basically, you would sit down and write down, whatever it is, whether you're trying to get from point A to point B, you would write down all of the points that are causing you not to get there. If it's from a more broader standpoint, like where I'm at, this is my theory on it, is that you are creating a list of figuring out like what your subconscious blocks are. Like there's something subconsciously that is either blocking you from taking the next steps, moving forward, or like seeing your true vision. So you're just going to list down everything that causes friction. It could be like cleaning your house takes up time and it doesn't allow you to work on your business or goals because it takes you 2 hours a day to clean your house. Or it could be, I want to eat healthier, but I eat out too much because I don't have time to cook dinner. So it could be something like that. For me, one of mine that I actually wrote down was that I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan forward. I don't have any forward momentum. And that's causing friction because I'm kind of like just wandering around with no plan or no plan of action. Another one I wrote down personally was that I'm in my head a lot. I'm constantly in my head about this and about that and how this isn't going to work. And now if I do this, then that's going to happen. So just constantly being in my head. So the first step is to figure out where are those bottlenecks and what is causing friction. Before we move to the next step, we're moved outside. Last week, if you saw that video, I redid the patio. I planted a lot of new flowers. I have to show you guys an even more updated video because our bougainvilleas are flowering. That was a big deal last week. But after doing all of this work, I'm going to clean the patio, get the power washer, blow everything off, and get the patio looking nice. All right, so the first thing really is like accepting that we're stuck and understanding that things need to change. And then us figuring out where those resistant points are, or he refers to them as those friction points. The next thing you're going to do is work through them. This is the big intervention. So you're going to have to change something, whether it's going to take resources, time, energy, money. For example, if you can't work on your business because you are busy spending 2 hours cleaning your house, then you're going to have to throw some resources out there and get some help to help deal with those friction points. For me is I don't have a plan. So I did hire a coach to help me figure out what the next step of action would be. From getting in my head all the time, for example, that's when I really started being open about practicing meditation. Even if you're just like doing dishes or cleaning up, if you just take out the headphones or just listen to straight white noise, don't listen to music, don't listen to podcasts, and just allow yourself the time to just be without overthinking or like forcing yourself to be distracted in everything, then I promise you there's a lot of clarity that can come through that way. So the point of this is to really pay attention to the things that are not working for you so that you can actually address them and then create more space for the things that are working for you. So once you kind of get rid of those friction points, then you move on to the confirmation phase, which confirms that you are moving into the right direction. So for me, within the intervention phase, I'm kind of in this experimental phase. So once you are able to release the things that are causing friction in your life, and if you're still not sure on what your goal and maybe your purpose is, if you were like stuck in a broader sense, then you can go through an experimental phase where you are trying different things to figure out what is it that I like and what is it that I don't like. A lot of times we are programmed in certain ways to think a certain way, be a certain way, do a certain way in order to be accepted. Sometimes we put labels on ourselves from who we were back then. Just last week, I mentioned in my video that I always said, I'm not a plant person. I'm not a plant person. I can't keep a plant alive. I don't even like plants. I don't have time to take care of plants. And, lo and behold, in this experimental phase, you may have seen me just reconnecting with plants and being like, this is actually a cool hobby. But I would have never done that if I didn't make the space for it, because I labeled myself as a non-plant person. But now I find I really enjoy the hobby and I like the way it makes me feel. So anyways, once you're done with experimenting, trying different things, seeing what you like, seeing what you don't like, then you can go into the exploration phase where you drill deep down into that particular thing. Hopefully these practices have been helpful in helping you find direction and really overcoming the thing that you want most, but yet you're resisting it.
So sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick of love. I'm tired to always see the better in people or the things that matter. But I never could have thought the dagger in my bag, it was you. In the echoes of your lies, dear. Can you hear me harmonize every word that comes out? It almost got the best of me. But now I've gotten so sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick of I'm so sick of love. I'd rather be naive and bitter. Decorate my lows in glitter. Karma hits you like the mirror. You're too late now. In the echoes of your lies, dear. Can you hear me harmonize every word that comes out? It almost got the best of me. But now I've gotten so sick, so sick, I'm so sick of love. So sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick of But now I've gotten so sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick, so sick, so sick of love. So sick So sick of love.
So here I'm using the power washer from Giraffe Tools. It is connected to our in our garage, and the cord reaches long enough to get the outside patio. We do have a big professional power washer, which is very powerful. You may have seen it in previous videos if you've been around for a while. Chris has it for work, and we have used it at our old house before, and it works amazing, but it is so strong that after a while, it actually sliced or ripped a hole in one of our old couch outdoor cushions because of how powerful it was. And I think the couch was getting a little bit old. So this is just a good enough pressure to get all of the dirt out. And our last couple of videos, or my last couple of videos, I've done some outdoor videos, which included refreshing up this patio, getting some new flowers, getting some new plants. And then even previously before that, we built our own DIY vegetable garden. Some of our vegetables are now slowly growing. Maybe in the next 2 weeks or so, I will show you a lot of the progress. So if you haven't seen those videos, then I encourage you to check them out, and I'll also link them down below. So summer is just right around the corner. I think whenever this video is posting, then it will be my kids' last day of school. And then right after that, we are headed on a vacation for a week. So I may have a marathon video come out, and then I may or may not skip a week in between just because we've got a busy next couple of weeks, but we'll just see how it goes. If you guys have any fun summer plans this year, then leave me a comment below. Let me know where you're going and what you're doing.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way. My way. My way. Cause I found my way. My way. My way.
All right, so we are gonna finish up with a quick dinner. It is 1-pan balsamic chicken. I found this recipe on Facebook. I have a picture of it, Avery Recipes. And we are going to make it with some boneless, skinless chicken breast, cherry tomatoes, zucchini, red onion, bell pepper, balsamic vinegar, olive oil, minced garlic, dried oregano, dried thyme, and salt and pepper, and basil. So I'm heating the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I am basically mixing everything and creating a marinade. Let me correct myself. I'm mixing everything except the tomatoes, the zucchini, the red onion, and the bell peppers. Those are all going to be sprinkled around the chicken, so it creates like a one sheet pan or one panned meal. I do let the chicken marinate in this for like an hour or so. It doesn't say that you have to, but I did. I have mentioned that I am doing a holistic nutrition certification, which has been a challenge. I'm almost halfway through with it, but I've learned so much. There's also tons of documentaries on Netflix that really talk about health and holistic eating if you are interested in that. One of my goals at the beginning of the year was to cook more nutritious foods for our family. I've always been health conscious, but I've just been taking it a step further to really figure out what is most nutritious for our family and our bodies. Hence why I created our vegetable garden. Hopefully that produces and I'm able to make a lot of my own food. But I've got the chicken marinating for a bit in that balsamic vinegar and the spices, and then I've got all of the fresh vegetables out. And you can do this on a sheet pan. I like using a baking dish because it holds in all the juices. I find that it's just more juicier whenever it is in one of these pans. Although I doubled the recipe, and I didn't have a lot of room to put all the vegetables around it, so I just kind of shoved them on either side. And luckily, they still cooked pretty well, and this was a hit for the family. I cooked it for about 30 minutes on 400 degrees, and it turned out perfectly. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure that you give it a thumbs up if you got any inspiration out of today. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. I release content weekly, and I would love for you to be a part of this community. But happy summer break to those of you who are out already, and I will see y'all next week.